The information presented in this NCHE project is gathered from trusted sources, personal stories, and individuals' recollections. We have made every effort to ensure its accuracy. However, due to the nature of the content and the methods of obtaining it, some details may not be entirely precise or exact. We appreciate your understanding and encourage you to consider this context as you watch our presentations. Enjoy.
The Island Inn sits atop a bluff looking west over Monhegan Harbor toward the ocean, and in the evening it provides a perfect location to view the dramatic sunsets and the magnificent colors that accompany them. The main building dates from 1816, when it was known as the Pink House, which it was extended in 1907 to satisfy the need of the increasing number of visitors to Monhegan. It was last enlarged in 1910 to form the Island Inn as it is seen today. Its architecture represents a classic turn-of-the-century style of summer hotel, much reproduced in the early part of the 20th century, but rarely found today.
What is your full name?
It's Michael Broussard. My wife and I, Jay Morency, we own the Island Inn, and that's my work, but I do a lot of other things on the island. I always carry a radio for in case of the 911 emergency. Then I'm what they call an assessor, which is kind of the government here on the island. And as part of that, I'm the dock manager. So I take care of the dock to make sure it's working okay and that everything's working, and that when the boats come and go, that it goes pretty smoothly. So I spend a lot of time on the dock too.
In the past, were you a year-round resident?
No, we came. In fact, we had never been on the island before we bought the hotel, and so we bought it in 2014. So we've lived here since then. We own lots of buildings on the island. There are 7 buildings that come with the Island Inn.
Wow.
But we also own Zimmy's. And so that's 8 buildings, including the Barnacle.
How did you get to own or rent the buildings?
Well, we've always loved to buy and like renovate and restore old buildings, and we've also thought we did other things before we came here that was not owning a hotel, but we kind of thought about it for a long time, and then when we saw that it was for sale and it was old and it was on an island, they said, well, that's cool. But it was a great combination because it was a beautiful place and a beautiful building. So,
do you remember any buildings that are different than now?
yeah, we've made some changes to the main building. We added a space outside for eating. Then we made lots of improvements, maybe that you wouldn't see from the outside. But we try to keep things the way they are, so that when people come, that they feel like they're coming home and like it's a place that they love and is really familiar.
The Island Inn has really improved a lot. They've changed a lot of the rooms. There used to be a lot of rooms, and they took a lot of like 2 rooms out and made 1 suite in different places, and it's a lot more fancy and it's a lot more nicer now. But the kitchen has pretty much been the same for many, many years.
Can you tell us any more information about the history of the Island Inn?
Yeah, well, it's been an inn since 1907, and it started out as just a cottage called the Pink House, but they added to it, and built it in 3 different sections between 1907 and about 1909. And so you can see one of the cool parts is that when we did some construction, you could see where they added the 3 pieces. Like you could see pieces of wood that had the whole thing was connected in 3 different places. So you could see evidence that they added to it twice, since it was since 1907. Uh, well, the main thing for us is that living here is never dull. It's always interesting. Every day is different. And in our old lives, before we came here, we had regular jobs where things were kind of the same a lot every day. And here, the weather changes, what you have to do changes. And so it's always something interesting to learn and new problems to solve every day. And that's what I think makes it a fun place to live.
Images pictured here show the pink house in its various forms. The main building dates from 1816, when it was known as the Pink House, which was extended in 1907 to satisfy the need of the increasing number of visitors to Monhegan. It was last enlarged in 1910 to form the Island Inn as it is seen today. The Island Inn. In 1906, Frank Pierce acquired a Cape frame house known as the Pink House from his great-grandfather, Josiah Starling, Jr., and renovated it, creating the Island Inn. William Stanley completed for the dining room in 1910. In 1924, Frank Pierce sold the Island Inn to Isabel Tribler, Angeline Tribler Noonan, and her husband, Lester Noonan. Angeline and Isabel split the responsibilities, with Angeline handling most of the desk work and Isabel doing most of the cooking. During this period, the Island Inn was renowned for its wonderful meals. After Angeline's death in 1943, her 3 children inherited her half of the business. Frank Pierce had lost his first wife and married Isabel Tribler, once again becoming half owner of the Island Inn. Frank passed his half of the Island Inn to Angeline's children in 1951. After Isabel's death in 1956, the Island Inn was acquired and remodeled by Isabel Noonan Farrell, daughter of Angeline and Lester Noonan, and her husband, William Farrell. The Farrells sold the Island Inn to Bob and Mary Burton in 1966. Bob Burton is the son of Oscar and Clara Burton. Oscar was a builder and fisherman on Monhegan. Clara met and married him when she came here to teach school. The Burtons owned and operated the Island Inn for 30 years, selling it to Philip Truelove and Howard Wheelbacker, 1996.